do it. Am I really gonna? I can't believe I'm doing this. Did any of you think you would ever see the day? I am doing a Sunderland career mode. Oh, fuck it. Look, listen, hear me out, okay? I haven't done an episode of the $1 billion career mode for so long. But as you know, I take clubs that are underperforming or even at times complete basket cases, give them $1 billion, rebuild them up, and make them, oh my god, champions and Champions League winners. I was genuinely thinking, what club do I do? What is the next club that I take and rebuild and give $1 billion to and make them great again? But oh shit, man. And I was just thinking, like, who is a complete basket case of a football club? You've obviously got Bolton. They're struggling financially. We've already done one with them. Manchester United were the worst performing top 6 team, so we gave $1 billion to them. Newcastle I gave $1 billion to because it looked like they were actually going to get taken over, but then they turned into a bit of a basket case, so that actually worked out as well. And I was just thinking, like, there's a few other clubs, but Sunderland is like next up on the list. A team that was in the Premier League, and if we're being honest, putting rivalries aside as a Newcastle fan, they are a team that you would fully expect to, alright, maybe they shouldn't be a lock for the Premier League, but they should definitely be at least in the Championship. The fact they're in League One is obviously ridiculous. Still hilarious, don't get me wrong. But for this career mode, I have taken control of Sunderland and I have given the Sunderland Football Club $1 billion. And I apologize in advance, okay? You are not going to get fucking anything out of me. I am going to be so upset at every single accomplishment I achieve in this career mode. I'm going to score the winning goal in the 90th minute of the Champions League final and be fucking devastated about it. And just before we kick on with this one, I'll let you all know that the video is brought to you by OneFootball. OneFootball is by far the biggest footballing app out there that you can get. And with the new football season getting underway, obviously the Premier League just got started, La Ligue is getting kicked up really soon. It is a fantastic app to have to keep up to date. It gives you all the latest news, scores, transfers and all that stuff. Of course, still a bit more time left for transfers to happen in other leagues as well. Comes in many different languages, it's on iOS and Android, and the best part is it's totally free. Be sure to click the link in the description down below to download OneFootball for yourself, and thank you once again to them for sponsoring this video. This is the team that Sunderland have in League One, and as you can see, they have completely fallen off. Will Grigg, George Honeyman, McGeady, and a couple of other just very interesting names, and it's crazy to think what team Sunderland had 5, 6 something years ago and that they were in the Premier League, and now look at them. Second season in League One. Let me at least explain to you my plan. I'm going to do sort of something similar to what I did with Bolton. I have got a bunch of young, high potential players in every single position, and I am going to pretty much just look to buy a whole bunch of them and completely rebuild the starting 11 with younger players to grow with the difficulty of the opposition that we will face. I'm going to advance on ahead. I am going to sell and hopefully get rid of a bunch of my deadwood older players, free up a bit of space, bring in those younger players, and then in later seasons, try to bring in a bit more quality. Obviously, I needed to advance on ahead to get information on all the players, and now it looks like I've got quite a fair bit of info. And now that I have information on pretty much all the players in my shortlist, you can see that they're all a mix of low 70 to mid 70 rated players, and some that are sort of ticking over more closer to the 80s, but I'm going to go and get like a new player in each position. I can't pick up this lad Aldero because he has just joined the club, so instead I'm going to go for Florian Müller. Looks like it will cost me 7 to 10, and because I'm getting so many players, I'm just going to delegate to purchase. In terms of right backs, we've got 2 here. I can't get Diogo Dalot, and I unfortunately can't get Teixeira. Alright, so we're not getting a new right back, hold up, or at least we'll put that off. As for centre backs, it looks like Saliba just joined, can't get him, and this Van Hoesten is also on loan, so I can't get him either. But Kamara, I can pick up, so that'll probably cost me about less than 20. Send that away for offer a 15 and not going any higher than 19.5. Kufre, you may recognise if you were watching the Journey career mode with Atlanta United. We bought him. I'm now going to try to get him again for Sunderland. I'd love to have gotten David Brooks, but unfortunately he again has just joined too. It's a bit too soon, so Bruno Zaras from SC Braga, I'll get him as well. And as for the centre midfielders, these 3, Fernandez, Barella and Palacios, I'm actually going to buy all 3 of them because I feel like I really do want a good young midfield core. We've got a $22 million release clause for Palacios. I might just pay that. Barella might cost me a fair bit, almost 40 mil, and Fernandez is going to cost me about 25, but I'm buying them, all of them. For the left midfielder, I might go, honestly, Ryan Sessegnon has been bought so many times in so many different career modes, although he's looking nice with the face scan. I tell you what, I might get Jacob Bruun-Larsen and Kouame as well as the other two. Maybe we can pick up Ryan Sessegnon a little later. So we'll delegate again for Jacob Bruun-Larsen, and I'm hoping I can actually buy Kouame because there's been so many. Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, well, I can't get him either, so I've got to look for a new striker. Now, I've advanced ahead about a month or so, and I've taken care of almost all of these signings. And let me take a look at what the starting 11 now looks like. Just a reminder, this is how the Sunderland starting 11 looks when I first loaded it up. And now, after all these signings, it's going to look like this. This is, in my opinion, a hell of a lot better. It's not super highly rated but then again, you got to remember, this is just League One. So we have a 73 rated goalkeeper, and a lot of these players can grow to get higher rated. Kufre can get higher. Dune is actually like a 20-year-old Sunderland player right now, so he can probably grow a bit. Kamara, O'Neill or O'Nine, again, whatever. He's only 23, can hopefully still kick on as well. Palacios, Fernandez, that's a new centre midfield trio. We've got Jacob Bruun-Larsen, and these three, George Honeyman, Will Grigg, and I think Lyndon Gooch, they are all Sunderland players as well. So I've still got to get a new right midfielder, maybe a new centre attacker midfielder, and of course, a new tip-top striker. The centre-back, Dune, I think we'll have to try to replace as well. But so far, it's a good start. And we've got now a bit of a younger core starting 11 group together to hopefully kick on and play together and develop over time, grow over time, and hopefully, do all right. But we should be getting out of League One, even with that team. I still have a few more players I need to buy, like Bruno Zadas and Barella, example. I'm going to play probably him at centre attack and midfield, and I've just got to get a new striker. If I can get a new centre back, I'll try to find one. Again, Salabia and Van Hoesten, I can't actually go for just yet. But even if I don't get a completely new starting 11 first window, that's fine. I'll just have one last go at signing Bruno Zadas, and I'll have another go at signing Barella as well. But yeah, we have reached the first game of League One against Charlton Athletic, who, oh so sweetly, took away promotion to the championship from Sunderland. It's so weird. I'm doing a career mode with the team, and I'm slating them the whole way through. But yeah, we've reached League One action now, and oh god. Yeah, we've reached League One action. I'm going to kick on, sign those other players, and then when we're done, I'm pretty much going to advance ahead to the next transfer window. Have a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new players. They're all in the starting 11. They're all like below the age of 23, all with potentials in the low to mid 80s, some even in the high 80s. So this is good. This is a good building block. This is a decent foundation. So with Barella at centre attack in midfield and Zadas at the right wing position, Will Grigg and Dune are the only ones that survive. Oh, and the right back, of course, O'Neill as well. We'll buy some other players in the next window. For now, I feel like we've done enough to hopefully put together a team which is definitely going to hopefully go on to win League One. That is going to grow and get even better. So let's advance to the next transfer window and see where we are in the table. So then, after what is pretty much the halfway point of the season, 25 games in, probably around about that, we have a 9-point lead ahead of Bristol Rovers, who are in second place, and we still have a game left to play, so it could very well be a double-digit lead. And then you've got, it's a 16-point gap on third place. We're surely finishing in the top 2, even if we don't somehow go on to win the league. We are going to be in the championship next season, I'm sure of it. We are already seeing, too, by the way, some crazy growth. Barella's already up into the 80s. He's 81, man. +2 for a lot of players in my starting 11, and even some of the just, normal Sunderland players that were in the team, like Hume, like Bali Mumba, and, for example, a couple of others as well, like my right back that I've got and I still haven't replaced yet. Even he's still growing. And unfortunately, a lot of the players that I still want to sign are still obviously on loan, still only just moved to the club, so I won't be able to pick them up. And as a result of that, I reckon what I might do is just, hey, we feel pretty comfortable in League One. Why not just advance all the way to the end of it? I think it is quite clear we are going to get promoted. So we're going to advance all the way to the end of this first season in League One. And hopefully we'll see ourselves into the championship. And by hopefully, I mean I hope that we have absolutely collapse, I get sacked, and that nothing good ever happens to this football club. Why? Why am I doing this career mode? I feel so conflicted. And in the end, was there ever any doubt? We did finish up in top spot. Bristol Rovers finished in second and Portsmouth finished in third. So those lads, Portsmouth, Burton Albion, Gillingham and Scunthorpe, they'll have to battle it out to see who comes up with us too. We made it to the 5th round of the FA Cup when we got whacked by Leicester City. Newcastle United won the Carabao Cup. All right, there's a good thing that's come out of this Sunderland career mode. Sunderland themselves, though, we didn't even get out of the first round. We got beat on pens. Gosh, we couldn't even get it to the area final of the bloody Checkatrade trophy, man. Shocking. No silverware except for, obviously, League One, but whatever. Oh, and it was Portsmouth that did win the promotion playoffs, so they'll come up with us, Bristol, and yeah, that's it. Looking at stats, we've got Jacob Brun-Larsen, probably our player of the season. There you go. Happy I picked him up over Ryan Sessegnon. Just a nice little option. We got Will Grigg still banging in goals for us. Bloody 21. That's not bad. Palacios from centre midfield, actually. Not even centre attacking midfield. Fernandez, lead bitter. So even some of the actual Sunderland players are getting it done. Even our right backs. And assist-wise, we've got a fair bit of contribution from Larsen, Palacios, Fernandez, Bruno Zadas as well. So yeah. Interesting that our highest rated player, 82 overall, only got 2 goals and 4 assists from centre attack and midfield. That's a bit concerning. But plenty and plenty of growth from a lot of players as well, going up by +4, +3. That's about the sort of level of growth that I would like to see if that can continue for the next good 4 or 5 seasons. But okay, we've been able to successfully do what Sunderland could not do in real life, and that is get out of the 3rd division of English football. Onto the Championship we go. So here we are, Season 2, the Championship, and now we are going to look to, again, continue to improve this team, which, as you can see, all the younger players that we brought in have done quite well. We've also got Kone, a centre-back, 75 overall, that I only just noticed Sunderland had on loan. Don't know why, almost their best players out on loan, but there you go. We've got him in too. I'm still going to look to improve the team. It's now time for us to go for the players that we couldn't sign before. So I need a new right back. I might go for Diogo Dalot, and we are going to hopefully pick him up for less than 20 mil. Zeno Van Halsten I might try to pick up as well, so we'll delegate a purchase for him, hopefully get him for under 20. And you know what, just because, we'll pick up William Saliba as well, the man that recently in real life went to Arsenal, but we'll see if we can sign him for the Championship to actually play. Of course, I went with Will Grigg up top, and he scored a fair few goals, but now Christian Kouame is at 78 overall. He'll cost us about 30, mid-30s, I would imagine, but we'll hopefully get him for about that 30 million mark too. And if we can sign those lads, after that, we will have a complete starting 11 of just young, high potential players that will really just look to build upon and increase by bringing in some really high rated players for the next couple of seasons. Okay then, it looks like that is all done. We've got wages and contracts and all that drawn up. So we brought in Kouame, we brought in those 2 centre backs as well, and a brand new right back, Diogo Dalot. So that is that then. We have a pretty much complete starting 11 of young players. Almost every single one of the players now is 75 or higher except for our left back, Poufret, but I will look to keep him in the team for now. I don't think I'm going to do any more transfers apart from those 4 for this window. We now have a complete starting 11 of high potential players. So yeah, bring on this Championship season. Hopefully we can go back-to-back promotions, but that's a good enough team, I reckon, to maybe just survive the drop in the Premier League. I don't know if they'll be able to get promoted straight away in the Championship. We will see. We will definitely see. Let's advance to January, to the next transfer window, and take a look where we are in the table. And as you can see from the Championship table right now, West Brom, Fulham occupy the top 2, and we're not even in the top 6. We're not even 7th. We're not even 8th. It would be concerning if we weren't 9th place. This is promising. We can build... Why am I so enthusiastic? Why am I... But look, this means it's within reach. We're 2 points away from getting a top 6 spot and a potential Premier League promotion. And look, this team continues to get better and better. Barella's up to 84. Kouame's at an 80 overall now. Palacios is an 80. And there are so many other players that are going to hit that mark so soon. We are only going to get stronger as the season goes on, but I'm still going to make some improvements. Here are some players that I've added into the shortlist. I would like to get a new left back. Tagliafico I can get on a pre-contract. And I might do that, although I could get a new left back in straight away with Ricardo Rodriguez, but... Oh, the player just joined the club. All right, well, that makes it easier. Jesus Christ, I hate that. Tagliafico, I'm going to get on a free. I'll either go for Mark Bartra or Jonathan Tah as just another centre-back to get. He'll cost me 62, Jonathan Tah. Mark Bartra will cost me probably less than 62. That's just his release clause. So he's the cheaper option, but considerably older. I might offer for both of those players, see who's got the best deal, and then I might get another goalkeeper, a high-rated goalkeeper, because that'll definitely help me out as well. Cohen Castiles. And the goalkeeper that I brought in, Mueller, who's a little younger and growing, I'll have him as my backup goalkeeper, and he'll eventually probably even surpass Castiles. Wow, and I can't even approach to sign him on a pre-contract if he's on loan. Like, that just, God, man. And I think I'm going to go for just Casteels and Mark Bartra, even though they're a little older. That's okay. Jonathan Tah was going to set me back like 60 million or something. And, we're actually getting relatively low. We're on the, we've spent a fair bit of money. We're actually running out of our budget. Here, look, we're pretty much like a third of the way through our budget, or just a little over a third of the way. We've only got like a third of our budget left of the billion that we started with. So we've got to be maybe not as crazy now with transfers. You've also got to keep in mind that players we want to bring in are only going to get more expensive. So Casteels and Mark Bartra are going to be joining. But okay, now this team can surely get out of the championship. It has to. It can bloody do all right in the Premier League as it is right now, and it's only going to get better. Let's do it then. Let's advance to the end of the championship. Are we going to get out? Who knows? Will we have to do it through the playoffs? Who knows? We will find out. Well, I just finished advancing ahead, and I can confirm we were not part of the playoffs. So unless we've managed to find a way into the top two, we're either promoted or we're stuck in the championship. And we've been promoted! Wait. Oh no, we've been promoted. We made it in... it's still too high energy. Sunderland made it into the top two. Wait, what is this video? Oh god, we made it into the top two. Fulham got promoted first. They won the championship. We just came second. Those last two class signings, I think, definitely pushed us over there. And getting that higher rated goalkeeper certainly helped. But look at that. Stoke and West Brom and ourselves, we both finished on 24 wins, 12 draws, 10 losses, 84 points. But it was our goal difference that just got it done. Oh god, what is this video? But look at that. We finished second and we were tied on points with Stoke and West Brom. We all finished on 24 wins, 12 draws and 10 losses, but it was our goal difference that got us into the Premier League. Bloody hell, that's crazy. Let's look at our top performers. Palacios, Barella. Oh, much better season from Nicola Barella. That's terrific to see. Jacob Bruun-Larsen still banging him in for us. Will Griggs actually scored more goals, to be fair, in less appearances than Kwame, so that's maybe not all too great, but Fernandez too, plenty of assists all around, but Barella's leading the charge. He's player of the season from being a real disappointment in League One. He's absolutely, completely he's taken over in the championship. Hopefully he can do the same in the Premier League. Relatively decent growth all around, although there's only a handful of players that went up by more than just the two overall. Still though, it's good. It's looking good. The team is looking sick. That's a team I know will not go down in the Premier League. I hope I don't eat my words, but I really don't think it will. Now that's all done. We will advance ahead to Season 3. Back-to-back promotions. We're in the Premier League, and of course only 3 more seasons left to try to get into the Champions League and to try to... Gosh, if we were to win the Champions League, that would be... I don't think it'll happen, but who knows? Season 3, we are here in the Premier League now with a team that is actually sick, but can get better, and I intend to do so. Our budget now, after getting a little bit of it replenished, is around 300 million with a sufficient wage, so that we can pick up some nice players with. I think I might finally go for a left back, a higher rated left back. I might even look at potentially a new right back and right midfielder. But also as well, if there's someone out there, I might go and get a high quality striker as well. Here's how the shortlist is looking. We've got a right back, Nordi Makile, I could pick up. Ricardo Pereira as well. Pereira will cost me 55, Makile 42 or just a little under. I might offer for both of those guys. I wanted to get Tagliafico on a free but couldn't because he was on loan. Don't know how or why, but I might go for him. And I've got some striker options here. Luka Jovic, Paco Alcacer and Inaki Williams. Now they both have release clauses. Inaki Williams is 60 million. That's not bad. Paco Alcacer is less than that and actually higher rated, or about the same age still though. Jovic though is the highest rated of them all. 22 years of age. His release clause is a little bit more expensive, but when you look at his value and how much they want for him, I think he's the one I'm going to go for. So those are the lads we've brought in then. Tagliafico at left back, Pereira, the highest rated right back option. I've just gone and got him over Makile, and Luka Jovic on, it's still 68 something million that we paid for him, but it's basically his value, so that's really, really good. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to do okay this season. We may not get top 4, we may not get Champions League, whatever, so be it, but Casteels, 84 and a whole bunch of 80 something rated players. Our highest rated player now is Luka Jovic after we signed him. Still some players that are below an 80 overall, but they'll get there sooner rather than later. Hopefully this season, mate, our team is looking set. It may not be a team capable of finishing in the top 4, getting Champions League immediately, but we're in the bloody Europa League, so we've done all right there. Of course, the Champions League's still the focus. And holy shit, we might actually be a shot of getting Champions League in this season. We're only a point behind Liverpool in 4th place. Brighton all the way up, that's crazy. Burnley and Fulham, and we're really missing teams like Manchester United, Chelsea could be another. Chelsea's in bloody 15th. So some of the top teams are underperforming and a few others that we could be a shot if we maybe strengthen the team a little bit more. Who knows? I think I will increase and improve the team a bit, but we're just going to get some pre-contract signings. I've only got one for this whole career mode so far. So Tovan will be one, Julian Brandt will be the other. So these two have accepted their offers then. Julian Brandt and Florian Tovan will be joining us next season. So that's 5 signings we made in this window. The other 2 will be joining us next season, but still. I reckon we bite the bullet, we go for it. We're just going to advance all the way ahead. We're going to pull the trigger and advance all the way to the end of the season. We will see. We're still in the Europa League too, if you saw it, by the way. But the Premier League, that's what we're focusing on. Hey, we could even win the Europa League and get into the Champions League that way too. So who knows? And can you believe it? I am shocked by this. It happened in the Championship. We finished second and we were tied on points with 2 other teams. And now it's happened again to get us in 4th. We just pipped Arsenal and Brighton to the post to that 4th place. We're going to be in the Champions League next season after we tied on points with Arsenal and Brighton on 61. It was again our goal difference. Again, back-to-back seasons, we have just managed to hit our goal by tying with 2 other clubs. That is hilarious. Jacob Brun-Larsen, Barella, Kwame, Luka Jovic, all the usual suspects. Fernandez getting us goals and the assist all coming from the usual suspects too. 10 assists for Zadas, although he didn't manage to get a goal all season. We made it all the way to the semis of the FA Cup, but just lost to Chelsea. And in the Europa League, sadly, we made it to the knockout stage, but we got knocked out immediately by Frankfurt. God damn, we have 2 more seasons left of the 5, but we're already in the Champions League. So 2 seasons to try to do something in the Champions League. Can we pull it off? So here we are, season 4 then, and we have brought in some of the big boys like Julian Brandt. This means our team is now primarily mid-80s, I would say. There are some that are above the 85 mark and then some that are still a little lower. But I think I'm going to make 1 or 2 signings to start this season and then we will kick on. Those 2 are going to be Tolisso and Fornals. I've found 2 players here that have got very good release clauses. 65 million for a value of just a little over 60. And Tolisso, his release clause is actually less than his value. So we're going to buy those 2, put them in the midfield. They've both accepted their contracts. So Fornals is coming in and Tolisso is coming in. Oh, baby. Now look at this midfield. We've got Fornals. Barella's going to get moved to centre midfield. Tolisso alongside him there. And Tovan and Julian Brandt. Gosh, the midfield's looking quite different, but it's scarily good. The only player that's not really anywhere near the mid-80s is Kamara. And to be fair, I still don't even worry about that too much. But let's look at our Champions League group now that we're in the competition. It's Leverkusen, Dynamo Kiev, and Fenerbahce. We can get out of that. We get to the knockouts. You never know. Well, let's do what we always do. We're advancing ahead to January. We will see at the end of the group stage if we've made it to the knockouts. And we'll also see how we're going in the Premier League since that team of ours is so good, we could bloody even win it. Well, we'll take a look at the Premier League because we are still in the top 4 and there's a fair gap between ourselves and Liverpool. Maybe a small chance of winning it, taking home the title, I don't know, but we're in a good spot to keep our top 4 spot if the Champions League doesn't work out this season. Which I suppose is a good thing because we only have 1 more season left. And the first season that we get in the Champions League, we can't even get out of it. How in the fuck does that happen? Look at that. God damn it. Well, I think it's time we go for broke. I'm going to go just crazy with some pre-contract signings for next season. I'm hoping that we can get it done this season and get Champions League and finish inside the top 4 and have one last crack at it. But yeah, this is it. Dybala is in the last year of his contract. I'm going to try to get him on a free. 94 overall. Nicolas Sewell is also in the last year of his contract. I'm going to try to get him. And a new striker, Romelu Lukaku, I'm going to go and grab as well. So an 88, 89, and 94 rated player that will be in our team next season. That surely can get it done for us in the Champions League, so long as we're even in the competition. We should hopefully have enough wage. Yeah, these are expensive players, but we'll have enough wage to get them both, or them all. And the good news is all 3 of them have accepted their contracts. So Lukaku signing 360k a week. Dybala's getting over $500,000 a week. That's one of the biggest contracts of all time ever. And it's bloody Sunderland giving it out in just 4 years' time. Nicolas Sewell as well accepts. Those 3 will join next season. And that will be just, come on, that team's ridiculous at that point. But will it all be for nothing if we cannot make it to the Champions League? Of course, after finishing 3rd in our group, we're still in the Europa League, so we either have to finish top 4 in the Premier League or win the Europa League, what will happen? Are we still in with a shot of winning the Champions League? Well, the bad news is we didn't win Europa League, so we can't get in that way. We only made it to... Don't tell me we got knocked out. Oh my god, again in the round of 32 of the Europa League. Sheesh. But thankfully, we did make top four. We were able to hold on to that spot. Man United winning the league. Spurs and Liverpool in second and third. We just managed to get fourth. And by just, I mean not even just. We were 13 points ahead of Chelsea. There's a huge gap between us. But we do have one more crack at the Champions League. We've only got 3 players in double digits, and the goals really were shared around like crazy this season. That's insane. And in terms of assists, no one cracked into double digits. Very bizarre. Not an awful lot of overall growth happening either, but in terms of just pure overalls, we finally have some players, or at least one, in the 90s. We're going to have another one in Dybala come and join us. Who knows? Maybe Lukaku and Nicolas Sewell have grown by a bit. We've still got a whole bunch of players at 89 as well. We could have a stacked team. But this is it though, everyone. Last chance. 5th and final season coming up. Can we take home Champions League glory? But here we are, everybody. Last chance saloon. And this is the team that we have. Lukaku and Dybala are in there. Barella still 90 overall. Nicolas Sewell 89 as well is in the team too. We've only got 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, or 4. Fuck. 4 players below 85 or higher. But it's still a ridiculous team. This team can win the Champions League. This team can win the Premier League. Do we get any sort of silverware with this team? Our Champions League group this season, in our final season, is AC Milan, Ajax, and Copenhagen. That is a bit of I think that's a tougher group than what we got last time. And we couldn't even get out of the other one. I don't know. I mean, at least we've gotten stronger. We've gotten much stronger. Hopefully, we can at least make the knockout stage of the Champions League. And yes, we have got... I mean, no, I can't. I can't even. I can't be asked anymore. Yeah, we made it to the round of 16. I'm just happy that, oh my god, all this effort and all this time I've been putting in is at least gotten me to the knockouts of the Champions League. Let's see who we picked up. Dortmund and some other obviously fine teams in there, but Dortmund are who we face in the round of 16. I'm not even going to bother making that team any stronger because it can, but it's so good already. I'm just going to sim all the knockout games. If we make the final, we play the final. And whatever happens, happens. Oh boy, I never thought we'd make the knockouts, but we finally have. Let's go then, lads. I really don't want this to be an underwhelming finish. So, skipping ahead and picking up a 2-1 win in the first leg. They have an away goal, but we lead on aggregate. And now for the second leg, the away leg. Can we hold on to our advantage? Can we even pick up an away goal ourselves? No fucking chance! Oh my god! Fuck's sake! Oh dear. Actually, hang on a minute. I should be happy. Yay! Fucking hell. Bottlers always have been fucking shit club. They just ain't got it, Sunderland. Fuck's sake. That good a team can't even make it out. Sancho brace. And Jesus Christ, man. 85th minute, Sancho goal. 3-1. We go down, what is it? 4-3 on aggregate. They take us out. Well, that's pretty much the end of the season, everybody. We advanced ahead. Even if we did go another season, which that's not what I do in this series. It's 5 seasons. That's all we get. We wouldn't have made the Champions League anyway, because look at the huge gap between 4th and 5th. Massive amount of points between ourselves and Chelsea. This team couldn't get in the top 4 of the champions, the top 4 of the Premier League, couldn't get past the round of 16 of the knockout stage. Fucking, it doesn't matter. Oh, gosh. Disappointment, but hey, we went from League 1 to the Premier League in back-to-back seasons, and we got the Champions League straight away. We did bloody well. It was just in the Champions League, sadly, we faltered, and we couldn't go on to win the Premier League, but still... did alright. In 5 seasons, you've got to take that. From League 1 to the knockout stage of the Champions League. You're taking that. Regardless, though, they'll do it for this one. You know what? That wasn't so bad. I got to be honest. Fine. I never thought I'd make a career mode video with fucking Sunderland, but I did it. And there it is. Now I never have to do one again. And it's over. It's finished. That's all you're ever getting. Till the next $1 billion career mode, or just in general the next FIFA video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.